We're joined by Omar Debba. He is the National Youth President of Citizens Alliance Party. Thank you very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me on this feasted panel. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Let's talk about the president and the scale at which he emerged in that position, in that capacity. Do you think that this is a true reflection of the minds of the Gambians?
Thank you very much. The election definitely has made a great precedent in the political history of our country. The Gambian people, for the first time, came out in such large number, amounting to a total turnout of about 89 to 90%. That is unprecedented, and it is very welcoming for a young democracy like the Gambia. So far, reports from the international community and from institutions that served as domestic observers within the country have clearly indicated that the election indeed has been free, fair, and very credible. And we have seen that despite opposition parties making a joint U-turn last night, they have come out in individual capacities to say that the election indeed is fair and free. And they therefore rescind their previous decision, and they have gratefully and profoundly accepted the outcome of the election. So basically, the election is a true reflection of the expression of the wills of the Gambian people, particularly the majority.
Okay, you talked about those who have some hesitancy as to the outcome of the election before they accepted. Could you give us some of the reasons those aggrieved parties are given for not accepting the results holistically?
Based on their preliminary reports following their rejection of the election results, they have stated that on the grounds for their rejection include: one, the delay in the announcement of the election results by the Independent Electoral Commission, and second, they believe that obviously the Gambia has a very tiny population and that the total number of voters is even less than 1 million. Therefore, the delay in announcement of results is definitely unnecessary and is unimaginable. However, many critics have come out to say that such grounds are not justifiable, and in fact, they lack substance and are destitute of merit. And that has prompted public backlash on the allegations made by the three opposition parties that contested the election against the incumbent. So far, the grounds have been the two positions that they advanced for the rejection of the election results have been the delay and also the low number of voters that registered. This, they think, has created enough space for IEC to in fact announce the election results earlier than they have unnecessarily delayed in their view.
Well, now that he has been reinstated for another term, what's your thinking as to what are the people saying they're expecting from him this time around?
I have keenly listened to this victory speech of the president-elect, Mr. Adama Barrow. He has inspired hope in people and has vowed to ensure that he please in return Gambians for the trust they have bestowed on him. And we have definitely been hopeful that he would live by those promises. However, I know election moments, particularly instances when election results are announced, such are moments of joy and happiness. So the president's promises definitely would be kept safe, we hope. And we look forward to him delivering on those promises. We know for sure that there are unfinished and mammoth tasks that await him following the re-election. There are serious reforms that the country needs to take, and those should be championed by his government. The security sector reform, repositioning the Gambia's debt portfolio, and also making sure that the transitional justice processes, which include institutional reforms and providing healings and justice for victims of the 22-year rule under Yahya Jammeh, the former president of the Gambia, and many other, particularly the bringing back of the draft constitution to restore a more perfect and a suitable constitutional order for the country.
All right, so I'm sure the expectations are very many, but quickly, before we let you go, I need you to speak on one of the tasks ahead of him that you mentioned, and that's the former president, Jammeh. Now that he is back in office, do you expect to see the report? What do you expect now? Do you think it's going to affect the outcome of the report on the former president?
Well, we know for sure by all evidence and factors that the incumbent has aligned himself with a political party that assisted greatly the consolidation of the former dictator, Yahya Jammeh, who has committed the heinous crimes that the TRRC has investigated and reported upon. So there are obviously some segment of society, there are people that still believe that the president might in fact fulfill the implementation of the reports. However, we know for sure that there are impending factors, and the implementation of the report comes with political consequences. Whether or not he is ready to take those consequences in the interest of the Republic of the Gambia, particularly the victims, remains a big question. But we hope that the president would see this a necessity and a national project that he must embark upon. Otherwise, the country is likely to face a chaotic moment post-election.
Let's hope for the best, and hopefully that will happen. Thank you very much, Omar Debba, the National Youth President of Citizens Alliance Party. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you very much.